Hey there, Taurus. This is Chronic Joy Tarot, and we're going to do your mid-month reading for September 2017 to give you a little update, a new aspect of yourself to focus on as you grow and expand and develop your spiritual side. Thank you all for being here and for always visiting, liking your shares, subscribes. I enjoy and really appreciate the way you all show up here, and it's been a lot of fun. If you need a personal reading with some specific questions, remember this is a very general reading, then you can contact me in the About section of my channel. Okay, so your card this month from the Ascended Masters deck, I mean at this time, not this month because it is still September, is Open Your Heart to Love. I love it. This is beautiful. So you're called to operate from a place of love. Now we know you've heard maybe in many different ways it described as we're all, every decision or every response we have either is rooted in fear or love, right? I know you've heard that. If you listen to Marianne Williamson or anything of that nature, that is kind of really what it all boils down to. So you're guided to tap into that space of love that you have, Taurus, and expand it a little bit in the next couple weeks. That's beautiful. So your starting point here for the tarot spread is the card Harmony. Look at that, beautiful. So head and heart, body and mind are all in harmony. You're becoming a more whole individual, and by tapping into a deeper place of the love that's within you and using that to operate from, it's definitely working, right? And if you don't feel this sense of harmony, really all you need to do is switch to love. It seems like some people struggle. Some people want to go right to, if something happens that isn't in alignment with your needs or your desires or the way you see things, a lot of us as humans tend to resort to judgment, or that's good, that's bad, that's right, that's wrong. And what love doesn't have that quality of labeling anything. It's just there. It just is. And love will create a sense of acceptance of all those around you and the way, the way things go, the way things are. There's just a quality of acceptance and flow. And it seems like you're either heading right there, or you've recently discovered that that's a possibility. Or you've done your practice for years and years and you live from there, which is a beautiful thing. So this next card here is the one card in this reading that could possibly block your progress, and that is the sense of courage. So the courage to show up, the courage to reach for a higher sense, a higher space to operate from, which starts with the love in your heart. Show up as love in all your relationships and all of your connections. And sometimes that takes a vulnerability. And that's where this courage card comes in. You can, and if you can be like this little flower who started out as a seed way beneath the boulders, but then just decided to allow the water to soften its hard shell, and it began to reach for the sunlight, and soon it became something that it never imagined it could be, right? The payoff was wonderful. So take that risk and keep your heart open in this next couple weeks. There might be some guilt involved. I'm not sure if this is a particular relationship in your life. This is an external energy. So this might be something that you see happening around you that maybe you feel, regretful about, that maybe you didn't show up in love as strongly as you could have, and it harmed somebody else, or it created a disconnect in one of your relationships. But I would say, going back to that love space, back to that heart space, and operating from there, you can bypass this feeling pretty well. If this isn't an issue for you, because again, this is a general reading, you know, that's a good thing. Just be aware that if it comes up, if some kind of dissension comes up in your everyday life, you can correct it quickly and easily by staying open with love. It's going to have a healing effect on you, between you and you, right? Inside, that deepest part of you is going to begin to feel healed. And if you see here on this figure, you know, again, just like the harmony card, the head and the power chakra are kind of connected together, but then that heart center is expanding and growing and blossoming. And that's the effect it can have on you. This is, I mean, how can you go wrong with love, right? Ever, right? But it's the kind of deep love that comes from, it's not the attachment kind of love where I love you and now you belong to me. That's a different, you know, this is a different level. This is a little deeper, and this is more of the idea that you are love. You already are. You are love at the core, and you're going to grow that and show up with that and let that be the space you operate from. Yeah. So, and if you're okay, if you're holding back, this is a suppression card. This talks about holding back who you really are, or tamping down your feelings towards someone else, or not showing up with love because you're worried about how, you know, because it is a vulnerable thing, how you might be struck down or rejected. But holding back, you know, it's not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to help. And you'll miss out on this beautiful healing energy that's waiting for you. Trust your inner guide. Trust what your inner voice says at every step of the way. If this is a particular conflict you're in and you're needing to turn to love in order to help resolve it, then trust yourself as to when and what to say and when to say it, and, you know, how to reach out for that hug. Trust yourself that, you know, your inner guide, that you really do know how to resolve this. And if we can take away, you know, some of the mind energies like pride or guilt or resentment, then it'll be a much smoother path, right? You're learning how to integrate the different aspects of yourself, you know, external, internal, you know, your loving self with your, you know, your mind with your heart. You're learning how to integrate it all and become a more whole human being. You know, we all do, like this guilt card and this suppression card. These are human qualities. These are human behaviors that we all experience. We always do. And what you're doing right now, Taurus, is, or what you're guided to do, is to expand a little in the deeper qualities, in those more unseen qualities that you can't really put a finger on, but that really enhance your connections. And it all starts with love. It just always does. Okay? All right, this is it for you, Taurus, and I'm so glad you're here again. Like I said, I will be back in October for your October reading. Take care. Love you.